The pandemic hit. Our institute at the time had been doing a lot of work on pandemic preparedness. We shifted all of our work, of course, by early March to thinking about COVID. And the rest really is history. As you know, COVID has taken over our lives and has dominated everything in our lives. And there are a lot of lessons from COVID, and I'll talk about a couple of things in a second. But joining Brown last September and spending the last year, I have become convinced that this was the best career move I've made, ever. This is a fabulous place. It's an opportunity to re-envision public health, and it is an opportunity to make universities relevant in people's lives again. One of the things that's happened over the last 20 years is more and more Americans are asking themselves, why do I care about a university? Whereas 20 years ago, about 80% of Americans saw universities as a force for good in our society, an equalizer, a way for people to have mobility. That 80% has now dropped below 50. A majority of Americans now wonder, are universities good or bad? That's a huge problem. And we're not going to turn it around with a great media campaign. We're going to turn it around by making universities feel relevant, not just to the students and faculty the students who go there, the faculty who work there. That's a tiny sliver of America. We're going to turn it around by making universities feel relevant to the lives of people who never stepped foot in Providence, who may have never even heard of Brown. That's our mission, right? And I can think of no better way to do that than through public health. My friends in medicine, my friends in economics may argue that there are other ways of doing it too. They're wrong. No, but I think I can make the case that certainly public health is one really terrific way to do that. And what I have gotten both from Chris and Rick, but also the rest of the university leadership, is a deep commitment to that mission, to really transform public health and to make universities feel meaningful to people across the country. So there's a lot happening at the Brown School of Public Health. We're really doing extraordinary work, bringing in some amazing people. I'm kind of in the final stages of negotiating with somebody who I think is one of our nation's very leading scholars on pandemic preparedness, somebody who's been working on pandemics and pandemic preparedness for a decade. She's one of the best there is. Can't quite say who it is yet, but I'm hoping to seal the deal to come and start a new center for pandemic preparedness and response at Brown University. It will not just sit at the School of Public Health because it can't. A pandemic center has got to engage the Watson Institute and the little policy people there. It's got to engage economics. It's got to engage sociology and anthropology. Similarly, and we're probably a little bit further behind than the pandemic work, which I'm hoping we're going to be really able to do some extraordinary stuff in the next